The sun had barely risen over the grand estate when silence gripped the mansion like a heavy fog. It was the kind of silence that didn't feel peaceful, it felt broken. Inside, wealth glittered in every corner, marble floors, crystal chandeliers, priceless paintings. But none of it could hide the truth. The owner of it all, a powerful millionaire named Victor Hale, was a man slowly losing everything that mattered. Victor hadn't walked in 3 years, doctors had come and gone. Specialists from around the world had promised hope, taken their fees, and left behind disappointment. His legs remained lifeless, and with each passing day, his heart grew colder. Money could buy influence, luxury, and respect, but it couldn't buy healing. That morning, as Victor sat in his wheelchair near the garden fountain, his face was tense, eyes tired, and spirit nearly gone. That's when he saw them. A young maid named Eliza had just started working at the mansion. She was quiet, hardworking, and invisible to most of the staff. But today, she wasn't alone. Walking beside her was her little son, Noah, a boy no older than 6, with curious eyes and a heart too pure for the world he had stepped into. Noah looked around in awe at the massive estate, but his gaze stopped when he saw Victor. Without fear, without hesitation, the boy walked straight toward him. Eliza panicked. "Noah, stop. Come back," she whispered urgently, afraid she'd lose her job on her first week, but it was too late. Noah reached Victor and gently placed his small hand on the man's knee. "Why are you sad?" he asked softly. Victor was stunned. No one had spoken to him like that in years. Not as a businessman. Not as a powerful figure. "Just as a man." "I can't walk," Victor replied coldly. Noah frowned, thinking deeply. "Did you ask God to help you?" Victor almost laughed, but something stopped him. Maybe it was the innocence in the boy's voice. "I asked everyone," Victor said bitterly. "Doctors. Experts. No one could help." Noah shook his head. "Not everyone. You didn't ask God properly." Eliza rushed forward, embarrassed. "Sir, I'm so sorry, he doesn't understand," but Victor raised his hand, stopping her. For the first time in years, something inside him felt different. He looked at the boy and said slowly, "If you can heal me, I'll give you my entire fortune." Eliza gasped. "Sir, please, he's just a child." But Noah didn't react to the money. He simply smiled. "I don't want your money," he said. "I just want you to smile." Those words hit harder than anything Victor had ever heard. Right there, in the middle of wealth and despair, something shifted. "Then pray for me," Victor said quietly. Noah nodded, closed his eyes, and held Victor's hand. Right there in the garden, surrounded by silence, a child began to pray with a sincerity the world rarely sees. "Dear God, this man is sad. Please fix his legs so he can walk and be happy again. Amen." It was simple. No fancy words. No rituals. Just pure faith. Nothing happened. At least, not immediately. Victor felt no sudden miracle, no lightning, no instant cure. But for the first time in years, he felt peace. Days passed. Noah began visiting Victor every morning. They talked, laughed, and prayed together. The cold, distant millionaire slowly became human again. Staff noticed the change. Victor smiled more. He spoke kindly. He even started going outside more often, and then, something incredible happened. One morning, as Noah stood beside him, Victor felt a strange sensation in his legs. A tingling. A spark. He froze. "Did you feel that?" he whispered. Noah grinned. "I told you." Victor gripped the armrests of his wheelchair. His heart pounded as he tried, and for the first time in 3 years, his leg moved. Tears streamed down his face. It wasn't a full recovery, not yet, but it was enough to believe. Doctors were called again, but this time, they were shocked. His condition was improving. Something they had once called impossible. Weeks turned into months, step by step. Victor began to walk again, but something even greater had already changed. His heart, true to his word, Victor prepared to give away his fortune. But when he offered it to Eliza and Noah, they refused. "We didn't help you for money," Eliza said softly. Victor smiled, something warm and genuine. "I know," he replied. "That's why you deserve everything." Instead of handing over money, Victor made a different decision. He used his wealth to build hospitals, charities, and homes for those in need. He made sure no one would ever feel as hopeless as he once did, and at the center of it all was a small boy who simply believed. Noah didn't just help Victor walk again. He helped him live again. And as the story ends, remember this: sometimes the greatest miracles don't come from power, money, or knowledge. They come from faith. kindness, and a pure heart. If the story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because stories like this remind us that even in the darkest moments, hope is never truly gone.